Have you ever wondered if you're praying the right way? Often, in the rush of daily life or our spiritual routine, we can make mistakes when praying, even without realizing it. These mistakes may seem small, but they have a deep impact on our connection with God. In today's video, we will explore the two biggest mistakes people make when praying and, more importantly, how to correct them. I'll show you how to avoid these pitfalls and turn your prayers into a true channel of communion with God. If you want to strengthen your faith and learn to pray effectively, stay with me until the end of this video. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel, activate the bell, and leave a like to help this content reach more people. Let's dive into this important topic together. Prayer is not just a religious ritual, it is the heart of the Christian life. It's the way we communicate directly with God, express our needs, thank Him for His blessings, and seek guidance amidst life's struggles. But are we truly understanding the depth of this act? For many, prayer has become something automatic, done more out of obligation than devotion. Imagine if you had a friend you only spoke to mechanically, without emotion or sincerity in your words. That friendship wouldn't be deep, right? The same happens with God. He desires an intimate relationship with us, and prayer is the way to build that intimacy. However, for that connection to be real, we need to identify and eliminate practices that distance us from this goal. When Jesus taught about prayer, He made it clear that the focus should be on the sincerity of the heart, not on appearances or empty repetitions. But even with this clear guidance, two main mistakes continue to be common in many Christians' lives. Let's analyze them in depth and understand how to correct them so that our prayers can be transformed. Mistake 1. Turning prayer into a performance to impress others. The first mistake is a warning that Jesus directly gave to His disciples, using prayer as a form of self-promotion. In Matthew 6 verse 5 He says, "And when you pray, do not be like the hypocrites, for they love to pray standing in the synagogues and on the corners of the streets to be seen by men." In that time, it was common for some people to pray publicly just to show their spirituality to others. Today, we might not see it in the same way, but the concept is still present. Often, when praying in public, we're tempted to use elaborate words or long speeches, more concerned with the impression we're making than with our connection to God. This can happen in church services, prayer meetings, or even small groups. But why is this so dangerous? Because it shifts the focus of the prayer. Instead of directing our attention to God, we're seeking human approval. God, however, is not impressed by beautiful words or grand gestures. He seeks a genuine heart, one that worships Him in spirit and in truth. A practical way to avoid this mistake is always to remember that prayer is not a performance for the people around us. Even in public prayer moments, we should be aware that we're speaking to God and not trying to impress an audience. Cultivate humility and sincerity in every word you direct to Him. Mistake 2. Reducing prayer to a mechanical, empty repetition. The second mistake, perhaps even more common, is praying automatically, as if we were reciting a memorized text without reflecting on what we're saying. Jesus also spoke about this in Matthew 6 verse 7, "And when you pray, do not use vain repetitions, as the heathen do, for they think that they will be heard for their many words." This mistake can manifest in various ways. For example, in prayers before meals, it's easy to fall into the habit of saying the same words without truly thinking about their meaning. Or in evening prayers, when we're tired, we might end up reciting ready-made phrases just to fulfill an obligation. When we pray mechanically, we miss the opportunity to truly open our hearts to God. He doesn't want to hear repeated words without emotion. He wants to hear the truth that resides in us, even if it's expressed in a simple, unpretentious way. One way to avoid this mistake is to take a moment to reflect before praying. Think about what you want to say, the blessings you want to thank God for, and the challenges you need to surrender to Him. Make your prayer a moment of real dialogue, where you are present in body, mind, and spirit. How to pray the right way. Practical steps. Now that we've identified these two mistakes, the big question is, how can we pray the right way? First and foremost, it's essential to remember that prayer is a time of intimacy with God. There's no need for difficult words or long speeches. Be authentic, speaking to God as you would to a close friend, someone you fully trust. Create an appropriate environment to pray. If possible, find a quiet place where you can focus without distractions. Dedicate specific time for this moment, without rushing or interruptions. Remember, the quality of your prayer is more important than the quantity of words. Another valuable tip is to use the Bible as inspiration. Often, Bible verses can help us structure our prayers and bring new perspectives. For example, Psalm 23 is a wonderful passage to meditate on and turn into a personal prayer. The practice of continuous prayer. In addition to avoiding the mentioned mistakes, it's important to develop the habit of praying continuously. As Paul instructs us in 1 Thessalonians 5 verse 17, we should pray without ceasing. This doesn't mean being on our knees all the time, but adopting a prayerful attitude throughout the day. You can pray silently while driving, upon waking up, before sleeping, or any time you feel the need. Make prayer a lifestyle, something natural and present in all areas of your daily life. Prayer is much more than a routine, it's the key to a full spiritual life. By avoiding the mistakes of praying to impress others and praying mechanically, we can transform our prayers into genuine moments of communion with God. Remember, He's not concerned with the beauty of the words, but with the sincerity of the heart. Now, I want to hear from you. Which of these mistakes have you noticed in your prayers? Share in the comments, and let's exchange experiences. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share this content with your friends. Let's learn together to pray the right way and strengthen our spiritual walk. May God bless you greatly, and see you in the next video.